Hey guys, welcome to my channel Crochet Studio 22. In today's video I will be showing you how to make a herringbone stitch. It looks beautiful. You can use it for your scarves, hats, shirts, blankets, whatever comes to your mind. It is done from the left to right, but the pattern, when you look at it, once it is finished, it looks like this. This is the right side, and this would be something that we call the wrong side. I think both of them are beautiful, but of course, this is the herringbone stitch. I'm not going to make this any longer than this, so let's get started. We will start with our foundation chain. The number of the chains you want to make, it doesn't really matter. You can make as many as you want, depending on what kind of project are you making. But what I want to tell you is, if you decide, what I show you, the herringbones, they go like this, right, from bottom to up. So if you decide to make a scarf, don't make the width of the scarf and start from there. Make first the length of your scarf and then make the herringbone stitches, and it will look really beautiful. So just for the purpose of this video, I will chain 20. And once you have your chain done, I will see you there. So I have my chain of 20, and whichever number you decide to do, in my case it's 20, just make one more. So now what we're gonna do, and if you watched my previous videos, you know that my foundation chain, I don't do in these loops here. I always do in these little bumps at the back, because it leaves this kind of end, and it looks really beautiful. So just skip your first chain, that would be this little bump here, and just go into the second one, put your hook inside like this, take your yarn out and make a single crochet. And you need to make single crochets all the way till the end, but just for the purpose of this video, I will show you a couple of stitches here in the back bump. Make sure that you are not holding your yarn and that you are not crocheting tightly. In order for your herringbone pattern and stitches to end up really nice and beautiful, it is important to not to make them tightly, but rather a bit loose. Okay, so considering all that, start your foundation chain with single crochets all the way till the end, and not so tight. And once you're at the end, I will meet you there. So I finished my foundation chain. It looks like this, and because we worked in those little bumps, now our ending looks just like the top. So now what you want to do is you have to chain one, okay, and turn your work. And now what we will do is we will make one single crochet, just a normal, regular one single crochet, like this. Now we will start with our first herringbone stitch. It is really easy, you guys. It's just like a single stitch with small alternations, let's say it like that. So what you're gonna do is, let me show you. Do you see this loop here? Okay, this one. You need to take your hook and put it through that loop. Okay? You see? Two loops going around your yarn, that's on your hook, and this one on the left. So with your hook, push through that loop. And now into the stitch from below. So usually for the single crochet, you would go just like this. But now before you do that, pass it through this loop on the left, and then in, take your yarn out, and pull it up a little bit, right? Work it loosely. You have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, and pull through all 3. And this is what you have. Now again, instead of just going to this stitch here, before doing that, with your hook, pass through this loop and then into that stitch. Okay, so with your hook, pass through here into the stitch, take your yarn. You have now 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And again, this loop here with your hook through into the stitch at the bottom. Take your yarn out, yarn over and pull through. And again, so we will be working like this all the way till the end of the row. So just don't forget, and you see that the stitches, they start growing right towards the left side. So just continue doing this all the way till the end of the row, and once you get there, I will meet you there. I finished my row, and now what we're going to do, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now, this row, we need 2 rows in order to complete one herringbone, okay? So this row is a little bit different, since in this one, which is the right side, we worked, okay, from the front. And now when we turn, we need to work from this side. So usually we go like this into our stitch. Once we turn the row, we go like this into our stitch. But now we need to go from the back. So what I want you to do first is, usually your needle stands like this. Put your needle first behind your thread, okay? Turn your work a little bit, like this. So this is your first stitch, okay? Like this. And what I want you to do is to also grab that stitch from the bottom, okay? So you have these 2 stitches on the top and this one at the bottom. I want, with your hook from the back, to go and take all 3. So first thing you do is, with your hook, you go behind your thread. Then turn it like this and look where is it? Here. So you go under 2 and then you go under the 3rd one and put your yarn down. Okay, take it, pull it out. Now yarn over and pull through. It just looks complicated, trust me, it's not once you get used to it. So in the previous row, we were going through the loop and then into the stitch behind. And we're gonna do the same thing here, but from this side. So it's always the loop on the left, which is right, this loop. So with your hook, going to that loop behind your thread, okay, under, here is your stitch, your next stitch, under 2, and here is the 3rd one. Take your yarn, pull it out, and again, you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Let's go and do this again. Through this is your stitch with a needle under these 2 and under this one at the bottom. Okay, take your yarn, pull it out a bit higher, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And again, this, so through this loop, under this stitch, under this one here, yarn over, pull out, you have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And again, through this loop, under these 2 and under the 3rd one, yarn over, pull through, and through all 3. And like this, you will work your entire row. When you're working, make sure what is important is to, when you're going through the stitch, is to pick up the one at the bottom as well, to go with your needle under that one. So work your entire row, and you will see, you will get a grip of it. Once you understand that, you flip your work, find this stitch here, go under this one, and just one more down. You know, it's like a one more floor at the bottom, right? It's really easy to make, because basically you're just making single chains over and over again, but from the different side. So do all of this, and I will meet you at the end, just before we finish our last stitch, so I can show you what not to skip. Okay, I came to an end of my row just before my last stitch, and this is something that I would like to show you, because sometimes it can be confusing for the beginners. Okay, so you know how we go back, we push through this loop and then through our stitch, but here in the last loop we don't have that bottom one, right? It's not really visible. It is actually this stitch that is basically here around. Okay, that is your bottom stitch. So what you need to do is, with your hook, go behind this, under this 2 stitches here, and then are under this loop here. So put your needle like this, yarn over, pull through all 3 a bit higher, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Okay, because we don't wanna skip that stitch. We want to keep the same count of the stitches throughout the whole pattern. And now we chain 1, turn our work, and now it gets a bit easier, right? So and basically we completed the first herringbone stitch. So what is different than when we started is that in our foundation chain we didn't have that bottom loop, but now we do. So our first stitch should be single crochet. So put your needle in, but from the back side. Okay, usually we go like this, but you see that bottom loop here, you need to pick it up. So when you put your needle, just make sure you get that one. If you spread your work like this a little bit, you can see the holes, and they are actually going just under that bottom loop. Okay, but not to confuse you, let's just make the first single crochet and make sure you get all 3. Okay, this is single crochet, and now we go as when we started, through this left loop, through the stitches, and make sure behind from that bottom one as well. Take your yarn, pull it up. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3, and again through the left loop, under all of these loops, out and through all the 3, and continue like this till the end of the row. Don't forget, don't make them too tight, keep it nice and loose, and I will meet you just before the last stitch. I am back just before the last stitch, and what we're going to do, pull here, and this is our last stitch. So from behind, right, let me turn it like this so you guys can see. So if I put my needle like this, okay, I don't really have that bottom stitch, right? So no worries there. that is okay, but what you want to do is go under this one here, okay? Just pick up all three like this, yarn over all three, and we chain one. And now again we are on the so-called wrong side, so with your hook behind the thread into the first stitch, but make sure you catch the bottom one, and make a single crochet. And now from this loop into the next stitch, make sure you catch the bottom one, yarn over, pull. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I think that right now you guys are good to go. I think you know all the basics. I show you the rows, how they go when it is on the right side and on the wrong side, and I think that now you can continue and finish the project that you started. And I finished a couple of rows of the herringbone stitch. I wanted to show you how it should look like. Okay, I hope your project is going well as well. And if you like the video, push the like button. Write me in the comments, how is it going? Do you have any suggestions? What would you like to see in the next videos? Please subscribe so you can get this little notification when the new video comes out. Thank you all for watching. Wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!